Not too late. Wei Ying's going to come here to ruin the whole thing himself.
Yeah.
But Jian Chang or La Zong are going to be able to talk about anything. That's going to be gone. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of modaozushi. We come back as we normally do with notes, comments, and a board. So let's go ahead and look at that board first thing. Where with the board changelog, I have connected Wen Ning to Jian Sheng with a red line. I guess I could have done that in episode 1. 2. Episode 2. I connected Wei Ying to Jin Guangshan and Yao with a red line. And I marked Jin Zixuan as dead.
And you move the relationships to map for Mo Wangzhu / wuxian to the side instead of underneath.
Because it's a horizontal layout. I'm pointing out the overlay. So I know this doesn't make a lot of sense to you when I do this shit, but it's a horizontal overlay. So it makes more sense to have it on its side than otherwise I'm zoomed even further out.
Well, let's get to notes then.
Actually, it just occurs to me that I could actually now apply the Yiling box to people.
Suppose.
Well, I mean, he's left. He's not left, but he's like not actively part of the Jiang clan anymore. As per the conversation in one episode. Yeah. And he's kind of leading the members of the Wen clan, the remaining Wen clan members. So you could see that, the Yiling patriarch, they call him.
Yeah.
Could be the, people told me there is no Yiling clan. Well, maybe there is now. For a very temporal time period. Because we know that they're not going to survive.
Yeah. Talking of which, Sesson. The Sesson. I don't know what the hell Sesson is, but I'm sure it's a word in some language.
And apparently it's a thing, giving it proper noun status.
Yeah. Season 2, Episode 5, The Split. Okay, how would Jinling know how he got out of the tomb? He was unconscious at the time.
All right, well, we'll match notes then. It's funny that Jinling remembers how he got here. Wait, what? It's funny that Jinling, remembering how he got here, that he can remember the parts that he was unconscious for, i.e. the scenes that we had already seen animated. But not the more important scene of how he got in the wall in the first place, which should have been the last moment he was conscious for.
Yeah, pretty much. I should have put that in my note as well. But yeah, I was like, you remember being in the wall. You remember from the point of view of someone else, a third person, being taken out of the wall. But you don't remember how you got into the wall. So, yeah.
Well, it's just that we had talked about that at length. How he got in the wall in the first place. So it's just funny that he only remembers scenes that were already animated.
The scene with the kids in the past was adorable, but I wish someone had helped Wuxian with his fear of dogs. An understandable fear considering what happened to him, but still, a little help, whatever,
He did.
Yeah, they just scare away the dogs. Yeah, scare away the dogs that they would do, but he still had the fear, so he wasn't really helped. I don't know, you could cure him completely out of the fear, but at least ameliorate it a little bit.
I mean, some people would say exposure therapy, in which case expose him to more dogs.
Yeah, but not just throw him at the dogs. I think dealing with puppies and stuff like that, and maybe getting him a puppy, and it's like he's afraid first, but sees a puppy, just wants to play, and unlike when most people think of exposure theory, it's just oh, rats, here, have a bunch of rats. I'm like, that's not. I mean, it could work for some people, but
I'll skip my next one just to address the similar note. How did we avoid dogs for the last 19 episodes? This fear of dogs thing has been in almost every episode now since we introduced it as part of his backstory. But for 19 episodes, we managed to wander the world without encountering a dog. Where was Fairy back on Defon Mountain? No one in any of the villages had a dog? Just seems kind of crazy.
I guess it's supposed to be, there has to be some storyline specifically to Fairy, and that's why it's now a thing. I
mean, it's a storyline specific to Wei Ying.
Yeah.
There was never a dog anywhere? Dogs are specific to this part of the world?
Lanzan is less tired of waiting and more worried about Wuxian. Where Wuxian is.
In regards to what?
Because Wuxian is like, oh, Lansan must be tired of waiting for me. And then we cut to Lansan picking up the flute and going like, oh no, he's gone. Where is he? He doesn't say anything, but the look in his face is like, you know.
All right, well, at the very least, I remember the scene you're talking about now.
Yeah.
When Ning's lost his mind. Why? Because he's defending you from your half-brother's brother-in-law? I mean, we know why he is being more aggressive because of what comes later, but he's also capable of sneaking around without a town full of people seeing him. Not exactly berserker behavior.
Nope, not at all. In fact, the only reason why they find out is because stuff starts falling from the ceiling. Otherwise, you know.
Ironically, I think I spent most of the note, even though I built the whole, family tree thing, figuring out half-brother's brother-in-law. But then, technically, you would say, oh, he is Wei Ying. He's technically Jian Cheng's adopted brother. But I was going for the Mozan Yu route. Mozan Yu's relationship to Jian Cheng is half-brother's brother-in-law.
Jin Zijun wielding Wang Lingyao's brand just makes me hate his arrogant ass even more.
Well, I'm assuming they just have a generic brand. It's not hers.
Well, no, because the symbol on it is still the the Wen clan symbol on it. It isn't
Right, I'm sure the Wen clan had a number of brands. It's not. She didn't have the only one. It's not like the ring whip, where I'm sure that's probably the one. Because again, we haven't seen anyone else have one. I'm sure she didn't make me a brand and nobody else gets one.
In the absence of other brands, that's the only brand we know about.
Sure. And there's only 7 dogs in the world. That's why he would never run into another. Because in the absence of other dogs, it's the only ones that exist.
About. Yeah.
Unless I'm forgetting something, or we haven't seen everything yet, Jin Guangshan is just lying about what happened at the Siege of Nevernight to bolster any claim he might have to try and get the Stygian amulet. Stygian tiger amulet. Feels like it's this story's one ring, except that it hasn't corrupted Wei Ying. Just that other people get corrupted by the desire of it, just the same.
I'll give my note to your connection to your note. About the same thing, really. Jin Gongshan is still the same opportunistic toady he always was.
I mean, they do say that he is still being controlled by the Wen clan.
Well, that's what Wuxian accuses him of.
That's what I mean by they.
Yeah.
They can be singular or plural.
Yeah, yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think that I thought that you talk about people in general accusing him of that.
Well, no, I mean, just leaning back to the thing that I was saying back at the archery tournament when it seemed like he was sucking up to win Rohan.
Oh, yeah.
So, it seems to be a continuation of that. I guess after going through a whole war with him, people just don't get terrified to death of the undead like they used to. All these people saw Wen Ning rise from the dead and just actively engage it in combat. No one seems particularly scared of it. At the same time, you'd think that this would give people some moment's hesitation to leap right into a fight with Wei Ying. Even without an undead army around him, you've seen him, or at least heard about, some of the pretty crazy things his powers have been able to do. And you're just going to rush at him? Seems crazy.
Yeah, it's Skyrim, or bandits rushing a player character with full gear, and it's like, you think you can beat me? Sure, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Well, the legend of the Core Crusher, right?
Yeah.
And then the Core Crusher gets his arm just, black holed. And then you don't think that was spread like the legend of the Core Crusher himself?
Yeah.
Dude, rush at Wei Ying, he will twist your bones into spaghetti. Not that I don't think these people are aware of spaghetti. They probably have their own thing.
I mean, they have noodles, so like a noodle.
Right. Yeah, but I'm just saying, spaghettification is so a thing for us. But I'm used to saying spaghetti. I don't know what the equivalent noodle would be in ancient China.
Like a wet noodle.
Oh.
My final note.
Or whatever. Go on.
Yeah, and my final note for this episode. Yang Chen had a lot of reasons to resent Wuxian, but after Wuxian stood up for the remnants of the Wen clan, there really was no going back, especially if Jin Gunshan was manipulating the other clans to attack Wuxian.
I mean, I think there was a going back point. Things haven't gotten so bad. It's more a matter of negotiation. It's just, obviously, what's ahead in our future. Yan Li has to die at some point, and I think that's the no coming back point. But my next note also is in the same vein.
Well,
So
you say that not coming back from him, he actually did come back from that.
Well, hold on. You're confusing me, and just hold that thought. Say it again after I read mine, because again, mine ties into yours.
Okay.
At least we can see why Wei Ying and Jian Cheng diverge in the present. Wei Ying needs to protect the helpless members of the Wen clan from the vengeance of the other clans, particularly the Jin, while Jian Cheng is trying to look out for Wei Ying, but also has to consider his own clan, which I would imagine it has gone unsaid during the conversation, but must be still far weaker than most of the other clans due to the losses that they experienced during the campaign. I feel like Jian Cheng's hand is forced by responsibility, even if the desire to help Wei Ying is there. His ability to express it is just as deriding as it's always been, but at least it feels like the intent is there. It's just not something that they can meet on even ground about.
I agree. Yeah.
What did you
He's
say
trying to help
before?
his-
Because again, I got really confused by.
You said that wuxian dying was a point of no return, and I said, well, he did come
No,
back.
I said
so I guess-
Yiling dying was a point of no
Yeah,
return
yelling. Oh, okay.
in their relationship. Like, I can
Yeah.
see that this whole Stygian amulet, you got to really get rid of your powers, give up Wen Ning and the Wen clan members, that might be a point of negotiation. That might be, okay, we'll let you stay over there, destroy the Stygian tiger amulet, and we'll consider everything a pass or whatever. Like, there might be an ability to be diplomatic about that. However, after Yi Ling dies, I think the brotherly, I'm going to treat you like shit, but I still do care about you, Jian Shang, is gone.
Yeah.
That the one that hates him now in the present, and the one that still tries to help him out in the past, the difference has to be Yi Ling.
That's all that broke the proverbial camel's back. On to the next episode. Season 2, Episode 6, Dilemma. So they thought they destroyed the Ghost General, but and I could be wrong. I could be mistaking this character for Jin Gonshan. But the Spy Master kept him somewhere else.
You're thinking the Spy Master is Jin Guanshan?
No, I could be confusing the still unnamed character that I call the Spy Master. You know, the one that sent the spies.
No, I know. In my in my notes, I have called him Spy Master as well. So and
I could
I'm pretty sure
be
it's
wrong.
not. It's not. I'm agreeing with you that it's not Jin Guanshan.
Yeah.
Because in my notes, I refer to him as Spy Master and not Jin Guanshan.
I'm just saying that there may be a possibility that I could be wrong.
Well, they said that they burned him to ash, so
yeah,
conceivably something else is afoot, or they lied. Although I think they said that they saw him burned to ash, which is much harder thing to come back from.
Yeah,
not the being burned from ash thing. I mean the if we all saw it happen and it didn't happen, it's harder thing to come back from. Like maybe we burned somebody else's body or something.
Yeah.
When the needles come flying out of Wen Ning, Wei Ying calls out the Jin and Lan clans. In the flashback to our Spy Master guy, it seems like those are the clan robes flanking him. Kinda seems like Jin Ling is on one side and some unknown Lan clan members on the other side.
Yeah, but it's hard to see. Deliberately so.
Well, it's not hard to see. It's just that you get this much of a face, and it's like, I know a lot of our NPC Lan clan members, NPC Jin clan members look the same.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, there's really no defense. I was going to say something about Jin Ling looking like a specific way, but I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Wait, wuxian can return consciousness to a zombie?
All right, well, I'll skip a note to match you again. Also, Wei Ying just totally had the power to bring people back from the dead, and not like a zombie army thing, like total immortal bodies with intelligence stuff. I guess Wen Ning is the one special case for some reason. I'd say it's because Wei Ying made him out of anger, but I kind of feel like so many of the other undead he made back during the war would have come from the same emotions that Wen Ning was created with.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, unless the idea is that he created an undead and then removed the what's the word? R word?
Resentment?
Yeah, that he removed all the resentment out of him. So he's left with the animated weakness without the power source? I don't know how that works. I feel like that was the implication, that he was being animated by resentment, and they had him on all that shit, and then they pulled it all out of him. But in which case, I don't know what's animating him anymore.
The rules are a little sketchy there. What do you say? H there. And this is more speculation than. Well, actually, no, I won't jump to that one. So Wuxian is dying again. Again.
I'm going to say no, but I'm going to hold off on that till my differences from the novel section.
Yeah.
I guess that might be a bit of a spoiler, but I guess it's the differences from the novel. That's the whole point of that section.
Because, what's his name?
Modaozushi.
Modaozushi died to bring Wuxian back. And now Wuxian in Mo's body is dying, so I guess both of them are dying again?
I mean, conceptually, you could get into a whole discussion about this, that technically Modaozuchi's body is dying.
Yeah.
But then the conceptual argument would then be, well, if Modaozuchi's spirit, consciousness, whatever, is already dead, then it's technically Wei Ying's body because he is, in the mightiest legal terms, possessing it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I said, you can get a whole discussion about whose body it really is at that point. But, as I said, discrepancies from the novel section will take care of that thought for you. So the claim is that Jian Cheng didn't kill Wei Ying, says Wei Ying. Given how much Jian Cheng seems to hate Wei Ying, I cannot foresee why he wouldn't have been the one to kill him.
Could it be that he committed suicide?
Or that he just didn't save him. The old Batman defense.
No. I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you. Okay, now we're going to this. And again, this is up for correction here. So Jin Gunshan was building a zombie army of his own. We know he wanted the Stygian Tiger amulet for himself. So much for sorcery corrupting the soul.
I don't know where you get that he was building a zombie army of his own.
That Wuxian says that when he's actually doing the whole memory things, like, oh, so he was building a zombie army. Like, okay.
Okay, I think the difference here is that we're thinking of two different people. I'm still thinking of Spy Master.
No, he definitely talked about, because I went back and was like, no, he's talking about Jin.
Well, since I just got done watching the episode 20 minutes ago, I don't think you can pull the I went back on me at this point. I think he was talking about somebody else, so I think we're just talking about differences of opinion here. Did Lan Zhan adopt a Wen kid? It might be why they branded him and whipped him. I can't see Lan Zhan as the type of person to just hand over a kid when the rest of the clans would have done with what the rest of the clans would have done to him. So he'd certainly be branded a traitor for trying to protect him. Would explain the marks at least. Also doesn't make sense for it to just be a misunderstanding. This wasn't the burial mounds. What would a Wen clan kid be doing this far out here and calling Lan Zhan father if not for that reason? I mean, it was either that or it was just Wen Yan and everything is still a mystery.
Or just this kid just gravitated to Lan Zhan and was like, I'm so desperate, I need help. And
again, it doesn't make sense. This isn't the burial mounds. Why is a Wen kid out here?
Without family, without destroyed, then he could have just been an orphan, just wandering around.
A Wen clan kid. Wen clan kids don't just wander around. They get turned into slaves and then beaten to death. Remember, all the clans have agreed with the Jin? So as I'm saying, that there wouldn't be a Wen clan. The crowd's reaction is also surprising. Because it's not like, why, as a former Wen clan member, would you still be wearing the robes? Like, just let's take a moment to discuss this. It's kind of unrelated to my topic here, but you kind of brought it up with a wandering Wen clan member. Why would you, as a Wen clan member, still be wearing the robes?
He's a kid. Isn't he? Probably the only clothes that he has,
You know that he wasn't alive during the Sunshine campaign, that kid. Those was years after the fact, which means that they had to make those clothes for him. They branded him by making him Wen clan clothes. Why? Listen, I don't think you're fully taking this in as you edit your notes for the future conversations that we're about to have. Think about it for a second.
Well, if that's the case, then why would Lan Zhan not give him robes?
Maybe he's just picking him up for the first time. I don't know. My question isn't why Lanzan would not do something eminently logical. My question is, this is the Inglourious Bastards moment. Hey, when the war's over, you're going to take off that uniform? Did all the Wen Clan members get forced to wear their former colors the whole time? Like, why wouldn't you, a people who are defeated, beaten to death, hated by everyone, not just take off your robes and put on one of those neutral colors we see everybody else wear? Just dress like civilians. Like, I don't. Why are the Wen Clan? Like, I understand probably from the outside, so we, the audience, can recognize them. But from the logic of the show, is there an honor that Grandma can't put on some regular clothes instead of the Wen Clan clothes? She's gonna ride this to the grave.
Literally.
I mean, yeah, we saw Grandma stuck to the ground taking whip hits for the child. Put on a different robe. Sneak away. Stop making the kids Wen Clan clothes. They're not responsible for the crimes. There's one of those moments where you put yourself into the world and think about what it would be like to live in the world for half a second. And like, why did I make this 2-year-old a Wen Clan robe? It's like, essentially, why did I make this 2-year-old wear a Nazi uniform?
There must be some explanation. I'm sure somebody in the comments will break it down for us. Anyway, my next point. Wuxian didn't destroy the stinging tiger amulet, but sealed it away. Maybe someone suspected that it still existed and that's why they helped Mo Xuanyu to bring Wuxian back in the hopes that he will lead them to the amulet.
So he does destroy it in the past future? Or in the moment that we're at in the past, he hasn't destroyed it yet. The moment that we're at in the present, it has been destroyed.
He says to Wenling, no, I didn't destroy the amulet.
He's talking about in the past. They're referring to a moment in time in the past, and he's saying I should have done that back then. Instead of when I actually did to do it. I mean, hey, listen, maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm saying that in my interpretation of events, based on all the knowledge that I have, he is talking temporally. I'm remembering a moment in time. This shit would not have happened had I destroyed it earlier than when I did. I mean, conceivably, think about the last thing that happens in the last episode. He pulls out the stinging tiger amulet. Conceivably, if he hadn't been overwhelmed by resentment by the thing happening, Ziswan wouldn't have been killed. If I had destroyed it before then, this wouldn't have happened.
Yep.
I did the right thing, but I did the right thing too late. I feel like there was something else in your comment that I don't remember that I wanted to say something about.
Well, maybe someone suspect that it still existed, the stinging tiger amulet, and that's why they helped Mo Xuanyu to bring Wuxian back in the hopes that he will lead them to the amulet.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes back to the whole previous discussion I had last note section, which was, what was the motivation of Mo Xuanyu? We know that he wanted 3 people killed, but Mo Xuanyu doesn't come out of nowhere. But then again, I leaned into the element that he's part of the bloodline, so maybe the only aspect was that a bloodline member had to kill themselves to bring him back.
And he is the legitimate son of?
Gaoshan.
Gaoshan.
Sorry, Gaoshan.
Gaoshan. I said Goshan, but Gaoshan. So, that might be part of the connection.
Actually, no, that makes it less part of the connection.
Remember, as
you were interrupting me to say that, I was literally saying that you had to be part of the bloodline to do it, but technically he's not.
Yeah,
Mo Xuanyu is not part of the bloodline because he's an illegitimate son. I mean, because the woman that he has the affair with is also not part of the bloodline. So yeah, Mo Xuanyu is not connected by blood to Wei Ying.
No, but
he's in the family tree, but that does not make him part of the bloodline.
No,
and I think famously, when we think back to like mystical stuff like this, bloodline actually means bloodline.
But I'm talking about the connection here. Remember, the Jin Guangxu wanted the stinging amulet, so that might be a connection to this.
That's a connection in motive. That's not a connection in the mystical. I'm leaning onto the mystical side of stuff. That's not a mystical connection of how Mo Xuanyu would have been able to do it.
No, I'm talking about why he would do it.
I know, as we said, you're talking about motivation, and I'm talking about the mysticism.
Yeah.
Because I think we haven't. I think we've established the motivation, but I don't think we have either. you're putting something out there, but I don't know that we have any clues yet to that. I think Spy Master guy has to become more of a figure in the show for us to figure that stuff
Have a
out.
name. It has at least to have a name. You know,
As I'm saying, we
haven't
need to
heard
know
yet.
more about them, to know more about what's going on, and possibly about the stuff that's happened in the timeline between events, because that's going to be very confusing unless Lan Zan becomes a main character figure more so. Well, because everything that's happened in the past has been usually Wei Ying's perspective. And then
Yeah.
in the present, it's been Wei Ying remembering that stuff. Well, what's going to happen after Wei Ying dies? And then we get the information then from the years where after he was dead before he comes back. Has to be from somebody else's perspective. I would have to imagine Lan Zan's perspective.
Yeah.
I suppose the whole Stygian Tiger amulet thing also gives the other side some fairness of point to go after Wei Ying as well. It seems like Wei Ying is a load-bearing villain, given that once he's gone, there will be nothing holding back the Stygian amulet's wrath, absorption, and equally nothing holding back the numerous undead he had raised. If you are on the outside of this, looking in, then it seems imperative to take control of the situation before anything happens to Wei Ying and all of this shit gets released.
Yeah. At least it's a useful excuse anyway. It's a logical argument. Like, well, yeah, we have to deal with this. It's too dangerous. Just because he helped us last time doesn't mean he's going to help it next time, right?
Well, can't help
Besides,
the
the
next time.
war's
So the point is that if something happens to him,
yeah,
literally just got demonstrated for Lan Zan, hey, you like sort of got hurt a little bit, and the whole field went down for a second.
yeah. Also, the fact that it's more like a disarmament. Now the war's over. We don't need this anymore. You can let it to rest, right?
Except now that he needs it again. I need it again to protect the Wen clan members that you got the entirety of the.
From the point of view of the other clans, his argument is clear. Their argument is like, well, the war's over. You don't need to be. We would tolerated your dark sorcery because we needed the help, but now we're done with the war. So it's like dropping a nuke. It's like you could still drop more nukes. Let's not do that.
But
Let's
there's
put the
never
nukes
going to be
away.
a reason for Wei Ying to get rid of it, right?
No, but for the other clans,
Your argument right there proves why he wouldn't get rid of it between end of war and finding out what's happening to the Wen clan. We allowed your dark sorcery. Well, shit, I can't get rid of this now. You guys might come after me from that dark sorcery that I was doing.
Yeah. So they're mutually exclusive in that sense. To my next note. Protecting the remnants of the Wen and restoring life to the burial mounds were noble goals. I guess the message here is it's not the wrong thing if it's done for the right reasons. The dark sorcery thing, not.
Not Legend of Galactic Heroes. Sorry, this seems like the counter argument to a lot of stuff we've said in you said in Legend of Galactic Heroes.
I mean, I don't agree with it in general principles, right?
Which thing?
Do the wrong thing for the right reasons. And also, you would have to say that you have to automatically assume that necromancy is inherently wrong.
Which everybody does. As the player of many necromancers, it's really hard to pitch but wait, what about white necromancer?
Yeah. But, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there is neutral necromancy, which is just talking to the dead, being a medium, that sort of shit. But that's not the fun necromancy. That's not what people want to do. I want to control an army. I don't want to be a lucky character. I don't know. So someone else cursed Jin Jiswan, and Wei Ying got the blame for it.
Yeah. Somebody who had been studying his ways or similar ways in the down low, right?
Swilene is a spy master. I think spy master is also a diabolist.
So it was Yang Lin and Jin Jiswan's wedding, but it was going to happen next month, while the next scene we see is a year later. And that was our confusion.
I thought you were actually going to the actual confusing part. Because you touched almost on it. I'm just going to read my next note. And you can probably read your next note after that, responding to that too, because it seems like where you're going. Confusing that Wen Ning says that Wei Ying got invited by Jin Jixuan to his son's banquet, as it seems more like it would have been for Jixuan and Yan Li's wedding. The Jin ambush would have also made me think that it was Gashuan setting him up, which would also make more sense for the wedding-related stuff. What would Jin Ling be having a banquet for?
Well, I'll answer that with this, my next note. A year later, Wuxian gets invited to a banquet celebrating Jing Ling's first birthday.
But they don't say birthday.
No, but I guess
I
birthday
guess we
wouldn't be
never
a
actually
concept
cover
for
when he's
them.
born either.
Yeah, so
So just conjecture on your part. That's what the banquet's for.
I mean, it's for his son. So
Yeah, but we don't know what it's for. They didn't.
it's a year
Do they not
later,
say
so
birthday? Yeah, but it's a year later
yeah.
from what? They don't say that when he's born.
My conjecture until again, facts
And all
or like
kids in this show look the fucking same, like weird ass
true.
big headed bobble dolls.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. To be fair, I've got no idea. So you're at least have an idea. But for me, I was like, did they just say the wrong thing? And then I go back and it's like, no, they have a whole conversation about it like being a banquet, not the wedding thing. So it's very clearly they're talking about a banquet. And, the whole he invited me to this thing, so I'll, not talk bad about him for a year makes a lot more sense about Zixuan than it does Gao Shan. So
I know why I said that because I heard about this tradition, and I will. It's also in Korea as well. I don't think it's in Japan though. A Chinese first birthday banquet, Zhuang Suyang, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and I'm not, I know, but still, is a major celebration featuring a traditional Zhuangzi ceremony where the baby picks items to predict their future career. Key elements include vibrant red gold decor, a banquet with symbolic dishes like longevity noodles, and gifting of including gold or red envelopes. Don't know how old this. And it's supposed to be the 100-day significance, so it's not technically his first
well, that makes that
birthday.
final scene very weird.
Yeah.
Well, you just read a thing that said to picking items to choose their future career.
Yeah.
Wei Ying was bringing the Stygian tiger amulet.
Yeah. I don't think that was a gift, though. I think he just had it with him.
Lessons. I know. I have a whole thought about it. And that's my final note. My next note is my final note, and it features the whole why was he bringing the Stygian tiger amulet. But you just read a thing. He was intentionally coming to a banquet where a child is to pick an item to choose their future career, and he intentionally brought the sealed. It was chained to walls, shit all over it. I'm going to take that to the banquet where a child will pick an item to choose their future career. He'll appreciate being a dark sorcerer, I'm sure, Jinling.
And by the way, we're talking about this tradition, and this I was just doing a wiki search. I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I did. And it's according to Wikipedia. Take it with a grain of salt. It dates back to the time of the Northern and Southern dynasties from between 420 to 589.
Yeah, but
80,
remember, this
so.
show has no historical context.
No, but it would put it in this sort of mythical past, Chinese past, right? So it's something
I
that
hate doing
already would
that.
be. It's
It sounds like the people that say talk about Game of Thrones and they talk about it like, well, during the era,
yeah,
what era?
yeah. There's a giant dragons and yeah, no,
Because they want to put it
yeah,
like I don't know, King Arthur and shit like that, like a pseudo historical Britain.
yeah, so there's yeah.
Well, because it technically takes place during a specific time in British history, but it is not itself British history. I guess it's no different than saying writing a story about amazing things that happen right now that don't really happen. But it's the idea that
it's fictional in this fictional space.
Yeah. I mean, well, because you might as well say, oh yeah, during that big old thing that happened at Atlantis in the center of the Atlantic Ocean,
Yeah. What? Okay.
Well, during the time period.
Yeah,
what fucking time period?
The entire island just went kaput. Sure, that happened, and nobody noticed.
I mean, can of worms. That's a can of worms.
Yeah.
Atlantis only exists because one person claims to have noticed.
Never mind. I'm not gonna look for that image that I have.
Well, I was desperately, while you were pausing, I thought go for your next note. I was desperately trying to remember which was it Greek storyteller?
Plato
invented Atlantis.
Yeah, Plato.
I was saying Atlantis only exists because one person claimed to have noticed.
Yeah. It's a metaphor. So I did the protecting remnants. Okay. Banquet. I was talking about the banquet as being the first birthday, so I guess that would make it your next note.
Oh, right, yeah. Because I brought up the banquet and you responded. Okay. Well, as I said before, this is my final note. Ziswan claims the roads have been cleared, meaning there shouldn't be any dead to be releasing resentment. But we see resentment rising up anyways. Ziswan was sorry, I don't know what the hell I was writing here. I wrote Ziswan was been cursed. Ziswan had been cursed, presumably by someone other than Wei Ying. So it's conceivable that he's also been lied to by the same source, and that whatever is happening to Wei Ying in this moment is a part of that plan by a mysterious third party. It's either that, or he was coming with a peace offering, planning to destroy the Stygian Tiger amulet at the banquet. And the whole assassination attempt set it off, creating the situation that led to Ziswan's death. Again, the confusion of Ziswan and Ziswan, both being in the same scene.
Yeah.
Though I'm unsure of either, because it's hard to tell if he pulled it out of his robes with surprise or not, as though it had been slipped on him, or if he was just regarding it. We don't get a face reveal for him. It's just no idea if he's like, what the fuck is this doing here? Or, oh no, that's not good. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So
I like your theory. It's a good theory.
Yeah, well, again, we don't know if there's a mysterious third party working against him, in which case they could have planted it on him, told the other guy, oh yeah, engage him here. We've cleared the highway, the same highway that the Wen were worked to death on, and it'll be fine. He'll lose all of his powers because he doesn't have any power base there because there's no resentment there. And it turns out that there is. And they're setting him up to, I don't know. I don't actually know what they were setting him up for. In the thinking this out, what would have happened? He would have killed everyone there at worst.
Oh, they would have found the bodies, and then it was like, oh, there's only one person that attacks in this manner, and that's wuxian. He's now an enemy of our clan.
Yeah, but I mean, you send a bunch of people to attack and kill him.
Yeah.
So finding them dead should already be the expected response.
Well,
so setting him up. No, listen, I'm sorry. I think I may have set this up in the wrong way that you're thinking of it in the actual way to happen. I'm saying that if you were a third party and you would lie to Ziswan saying we've cleared the resentment from the road, and then you implanted a Stygian Tiger amulet on him, the Stygian Tiger amulet on him, what would the difference of events have been from having done that versus what would have happened anyway? I guess maybe you're hoping that he would raise the other people that he killed by the resentment that happened, in which case you claim, oh, look, he's doing it again. Because otherwise, just killing them is just killing the people who are trying to kill you. I don't think anything would have changed.
Yeah, and I think it's just a matter of creating a reason to wage war against wuxian, right? And split the Jin from him, I suppose, especially. Right? Oh, hey, look, it's attack. Last time we had a fight in this place, look what he did. And this time, we took precautions when he was coming in, and look what he did to people. He killed them all, right? Because you wouldn't know how they died. They just you find them dead, right? Not like, oh, they're dead because they attacked first. They're dead because they made moves.
I don't know. We can uncover the mysticism element here. Like, oh, this was dark power, dark energy, or resentment, or whatever. Yeah. And also, they already had the clearance to try and kill him. That was the whole point about how weird it is that he's just out wandering, and then somebody gave him permission to go to the banquet. That that was the whole point of the Jiancheng Wei Ying conversation. I can't protect you from them. I don't need you to protect me from them. He's already, a target. And again,
but not
my own theory. I can't back it up.
I think it's not a matter of he might be a target for the Jin. The other clans might be fence sitting, and this might give us like, oh, he attacked us, and as we are in accordance, an attack against one of us, an attack to all of us, so we have to, I
mean, they've already. I believe they already implied it was all the clans.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about the opening segment of all the clans rose up against him. I'm pretty sure that they said back when it was Gao Shan and Yao talking that the other clans were against him on this.
And also remember that wuxian says something about, oh, the prisoners from the Chen should belong to all the clans, so all of them should be overseeing it. But the Jin were the only ones who actually said took them and slaughtered them on their own accord, right?
Right.
So they went
during the same conversation I just referenced. It's just that the element is that nobody else was triggered by that but Gao Shan. Everyone else was just like, Wei Ying is a son of a bitch.
Talking about that same scene, Jin Sijun. There are no zombies for you to raise here, Wuxian. Wuxian, yeah, you forgot about my little buddy here. And then,
Well, I mean, the
the
classic
bullshit.
necromancer thing would be, I see a lot of bodies here to raise. They're just
Yeah,
not dead yet.
yeah. When he had one dead body, he could activate, and he was kicking ass, right? The Ghost General.
I mean, arguably, he was already activated.
Yeah, but and it put him in attack mode at that.
Yeah, no, he raised a berserker who kept his class for some reason.
Yeah.
I also arguable if it wasn't already stabbed by the needles by that point. We don't know when that happens. Seems like it's implied that it happens after he loses. Although I don't know if that's meant to happen after Wei Ying dies or before Wei Ying dies.
I think it's supposed to happen after Wei Ying, because it's supposed to be the intervening period when he was dead, the 10 years that he was dead. So,
well, I mean,
11 years or whatever.
My evidence wouldn't be that, but my evidence would be that he goes berserk after Wei Ying dies, because Wei Ying is the factor keeping him solid. But then, that's also where they say they burned him to ashes. So I don't know. But I mean, the element that I think there's a third party with power diabolic, that they could have messed with. I don't know. It falls back into did they plant the amulet on him?
Well, my second to last comment. Wuxian couldn't really control this Tigin Tiger amulet, and when it absorbed the resentment of what happened on the gorge, it led to Jin Suzhuan's death. And all that Szechuan was trying to do was to stop Wuxian from going too far.
Oh yeah, because he said, "I won't kill you." Yeah, Wei Ying had no desire to kill Szechuan, and thus it wasn't Wei Ying that killed Szechuan. It was Berserk Wen Ning, because Szechuan deigned to touch him, which I guess was seen as a hostile move by Berserk Wen Ning, which, by the way, not for nothing, Wei Ying set up by causing him to go berserk in the first place. So it is kind of his fault.
Yep. And now for the after credit scene, which was the whole thing that we were confused in the first place. The after credit scene must be from a month after Lan San told Wuxian about the wedding. The timescapes can be a bit confusing. We're like, yeah, they have to be separate, but we didn't know exactly how it worked. It's like, oh, when I went back and said, Lan San, no, the wedding is next month. And then they went to the scene, like, no, it's next year. It's like, oh, because it's different things. One is a banquet and the other one's the wedding.
Unfortunately, this is one I was stupid for. I told you before we started recording that I had just finished my notes 5 minutes prior. I forgot that there was an after credit scene. I got to the credits like, I made it just in time, and it stopped.
And also Yingling was already pregnant with, Yanling. Yanling was already pregnant with Jinling. And that's how he gets his name, by the way. Because Wuxian gets it, too.
All right, well, as I said, I have my divergence from the novel stuff. For episode 20, in the novel, Jingling lies to Jian Chang that he saw Wen Ning to free Wei Wusan himself. Wen Ning does not actually appear in Qingqi. It is only in Yu Yang where Wei Wusan has the chance to remove the skull-piercing nails. Wei Wusan removes the curse mark from Jin Ling after their escape from Jian Chang, not before his capture by Jian Chang. In the past, Wei Wusan confronted Jin Szechuan. Again, the element of trying to differentiate the one with an A in their name versus the one without an A in their name. In the past, Wei Wusan confronted Jin Szechuan over his treatment of the remnants of the Qishan Wen clan, and Jin Guangshan over his desire for the Yin Tiger Tally. I guess that's the Stygian Tiger amulet and another. At a banquet before freeing the Wens, not during. His duel with Jian Chang after defecting is also cut.
They had a fight. Not simply a discussion. Not simply getting punched in the face.
And episode 21, the curse mark never extends beyond Wei Wusan's legs in the novel. Although it takes a while to fade, it does not cause him much distress.
Not so here, though.
Well, that's why I was indicating that there was a note here for that. Apparently, It's not meant to do much of anything, so I don't expect much of anything to come out here. Lan Zishen and Jin Guangyao never visit the Impure Realm out of concern for Ni Huangsong. That's also a difference in naming. I think they called it the Pure Realm here, and now it's the Impure Realm there.
Yeah.
And lastly, Jin Zishuan's role in the ambush on Kuangyi Path is significantly different in the novel. Rather than the coward who hides and flees, as he does in the animation, the novel's Jin Zishuan brashly fights Wei Wuxian, while Wei Ning battles the other cultivators. In addition, the animation does not show his death at the hands of Wen Ning in the aftermath of his cousin's demise.
Here, there was no way he would be surviving the.
Well, he already had run
the
away in the
backup.
animation. So
Yeah.
conceivably, Wen Ning would have to chase him down to go after him.
Yeah.
Also, the element of calling him his cousin is kind of funny to me. Hi, I'm Jin Zishuan, and this is my cousin, Jin Zishuan.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet you, Jin Zishuan.
But it's a pronunciation that we are not used to, so I guess it would be clearer if
If we spoke Chinese, yes, probably.
Yes, probably.
We'd also have a whole new audience that would also hate us.
Yeah.
All right, well, on to comments then. From Sign Nominee from the episode Shishu. I totally get why not everyone enjoys the non-linear storytelling of the Donghua. It was one of the things that I really enjoyed about it when I first watched it, though I found it really refreshing. As it turns out, I like a little what the fuck is going on for me to enjoy a story. I'm not sure how universal this experience is with the Donghua, but it was really satisfying having all the pieces put together as you reach the end. This experience was further enhanced by then watching the drama and reading the books. I watched/read them at the same time. The drama is a bit more linear, however, although it begins in a similar way to Donghua, at least in those first couple of episodes.
Yeah, we expressed the fact that, at least I expressed the fact that I might watch the drama in sometime in the future. Well, I have tons of anime that I'm watching right now and doing some other stuff, so yeah, gotta slot it in.
I mean, as someone who likes mystery, I don't know that I appreciate the method that the story is being told to be the mystery that I would like to try and solve. Because if
I don't mind it.
without the storytelling being broken up the way it is, there's not really a mystery. It's just the story. Like,
yeah, this happened and this happened and this happened. That guy did that and this guy did that. Yeah, it's what creates and preserves the mystery.
Well, it creates a mystery. It doesn't preserve a mystery. It just creates it. Like, there is no will they, won't they, without breaking up the time scale. They just will be. Like, legitimately, Zishuan does not appear to be such a fucking asshole if you look at the time scale in the time scale. Like, literally, he says a couple of dickish things, regrets them instantly, and then becomes a good guy. And then, except for now, where we see him sparsely across time, and we put all the dickish stuff at the beginning, and then we, held off a long time till he, redeems himself. Which, never pans well for me, because I hold on to initial reactions to characters. Your Macross Plus, for example.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the element that characters, if you recut this into its actual time scale, characters, you would think so much differently about certain characters.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I don't mind it, but I'd still find it a little bit confusing, so it's not optimal, but enjoyable.
All right, well, I leave the second comment for you.
Rika Ren from Shishu. To be fair, Jin Zishuan wasn't actually that bad to Yang Lin. Wei Wuxian was just too overprotective and didn't like him the moment he kind of rejected her in season 1. Oh, okay. But the marriage between them was arranged, and it made sense for him not to be happy about it. Also, the scene where Yang Lin makes Jin Zishuan food and he grabs her arm and insults her. Was a misunderstanding that they don't want to just jumped over without explaining. He got mad at her because a specific servant always brought him the food Yang Li made, and he mistakenly thought she made the food, and the servant kind of went along and took the credit. So when Yang Li personally gave him the food, he thought that she stole someone else's hard work and passed it up as her own. So a lot of misunderstanding. That's kind of on the theme for the series. I think we got a little bit of that, but not enough to make sure that that's what was happening. But it's glad that it's cleared up here. Thank you, Rika Ren.
I mean, that's the point, but it just said that Dongle just jumps over it without explaining.
Yeah. Because it felt more like, oh, you're doing a servant's work? How dare you? My future wife wouldn't stoop so low. That's how it felt in the at least.
No, it felt
in
more
the
like he was saying that you're claiming the work for a servant, which is the exact opposite, I feel like, what the comment is saying. That he was upset that a servant was claiming her work. But in the scene, it seemed like, I get this food from this servant all the time. Are you claiming to have done the person's work or claiming credit for it? Which, again, is the opposite of what it seems like this comment is saying.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the evidence of a poorly done scene. That we see the exact opposite of the intent.
Are there any more comments?
Nope, that is it. So, with that said, nothing left to do but to hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
And when we've seen a lot of the scenes from here already play out, because the intros are always spoilerific.
Well, yeah, it's again why I'm not breaking them down or paying much attention to them.
Yeah.
Because, there's a scene with Yang Li in there where it's obviously something that's either going to happen this episode or next episode.
Yeah.
And I have no desire to spoil myself.
Spoiled. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the problem. Well, I don't know. I've discussed this before. Yeah. I think legitimately, maybe one of the last two episodes, where I talk about second season of Frieren, where I did a opening breakdown, trying to anticipate, like the beginning of the season, what would come.
Yeah.
And it's filled with just like, unlike this one where it seems like, I don't know, I do like the split faces thing, but
yeah.
Where this one just seems like taking stuff from all across the season. The Frieren one takes place, everything is happening sequentially. So after one thing happens, there's another shot of another scene that'll happen. It's like, okay, we got the drunk guy. What's after that? Oh, the two people in the church? Okay, well, that's the next couple of episodes after that. What's that? The guy at the bridge? That's the next couple of episodes after that. I also say Frieren's not a mystery, though, so seeing those things is not spoiling stuff.
Oops.
Well, I still can't tell if that was shock or surprise, because he's shocked and surprised about the other thing that happened. I assume it meant heavy emotional blow, and not that somebody bashed him on the back of the head. You're the one who blew the horn to make him. No, not a horn, but you made him berserk.
The flute, yeah.
Also, did he know who Zon Lee was? I mean,
No.
G
No, I
Swan.
don't think so.
G Swan was.
Yeah, I don't.
过来给你看看，金如兰，好字。
Well, there's the flashback we saw so often.
Yeah.
谁来告诉我，我现在该怎么办？
办法还是有的。这3天，你就好好待在乱葬岗。
No idea.
他们会照顾你的。
Legitimately no idea.
要干什么？
Because sacrificing themselves is the only thing I can think of. Because we have no idea what happens to her in the long run.
Yeah.
You know, flippant me was about to say there's a pet cemetery around the corner.
Yeah.
We could just bury him in.
你躺着的这几天，兰陵进士派人来喊话，只要交出温氏余孽的2名为首者，尤其是鬼将军，千疮百孔和穷奇道之时，便就此结束。
Well, sucks to be the other Z Swan then. The kiss of decay will
Yeah.
just be forgiven.
商量好
That's right, he's supposed to be dead right now.
去金陵台请罪。你给我闭嘴！千疮百孔咒根本不是我下的，下那种邪咒身上肯定会有痕迹。我明明……
咒是谁下的，早就不重要了。重要的是，穷奇道那100余人，还有金子轩，确实是俺能杀的。
That was over 100 people? It seemed like 20 at the most.
凶手是我，要请罪，也该是我去。
温宁是一把刀，一把让他们害怕的刀，也是一把用来攻击你的刀。没了这把刀，他们也就没了借口。这是
Yeah, you still have the amulet, which is what they really want.
Well, they said that they were gonna be willing to forgive.
不该是这样的。
没有什么该不该的，我们早就该死了。多亏了你，才多活了这些时日。
不是。
好了，
I mean, honestly, she's the only one who's actually sacrificing herself.
那
Wen Ning is already fucking dead.
不要！
有些话我没对你说过几次，不过到了今天了，总得要说的。今后就真的没机会。
Is she in love with
对
him?
不起。
哦
还有，谢谢你。
That would be a very weird way to go, Lessons. Although, to
mean,
be fair,
it
I
does
thought she was about to
surprise
say,
me, yeah.
it's my birthday or some shit, so...
Yeah.
You know, they barely have any connection to one another other than...
I know, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're like, oh yeah.
I think in this
that never
story,
told
which is
anybody.
predominantly the love story of Wei Ying and Lan Zan, it'd be weird to throw that.
Uh-oh, you didn't take it well.
今兰陵金氏，清河聂氏，姑苏兰氏，云梦江氏，率仙门百家在此祭奠，不问何族，不分何姓。 记死去的世家英烈们，英
Your
魂
heroes?
传魂。愿
Oh yeah, they all fought here.
Yeah, but him.
They're honoring their dead that fell here during the siege.
还有一事，想必各位都已知晓。带上来。几天前，百余玄门子弟，还有我儿金子轩，命运穷其道，惨死于魏婴和一帮温氏余孽之手。鬼将军温宁，
I don't know. This doesn't sound like it's somewhere that goes to forgiveness.
温氏余孽温情已就地处决，焚灰在此。
Oh shit. It just goes from her walking away to she's already been cremated. Oh, never mind. Here we go. She had the same treatment as Madame Yu, just like a badass moment, and then she was already dead.
杨辉的是温党余孽中的为首者，而明日就会是剩下的所有温狗。
Yeah, so the forgiveness thing was a lie.
Yeah.
夷陵老祖魏婴。各位宗主，望基认为此事
Not too late. Wei Ying's gonna come here to ruin the whole thing himself.
Yeah.
But Jian Chang or La Zong are gonna be able to talk about anything. That's gonna be gone. Also, just enough time to save Wen Ning, maybe. But not her.
Yeah.
She got cremated way early.
好一个讨伐邪无土不
And burnt at the stake, not cremated, but you know what I'm saying.
堂堂一门宗主，竟如此言而无信。魏婴，胆敢出现在此，哼！我为何不敢？金光闪，你口口声声说只要温氏姐弟请罪，此事便结果。如今，却连乱葬岗上一众无辜老弱都不放过。无辜？穷其道那上百人更无辜，你可能放过？那么
No
金宗主，穷其道劫的是谁？杀的又是谁？一开始先来招惹我的，究竟是谁？你简直强词夺理，颠倒是非黑白，太歹毒了！亏我当初还钦佩过他，说他好歹是开宗立派的一代人物，本就是邪魔，你还指望他良心发现，以此谢罪？
Well, maybe it's time to kill them all.
只要你们不再为难那50多名温情族，我会承担全部罪责。但是，我要先查清千疮百孔的真相。鬼将军发狂了！
Overreact much?
绝不能让魏婴活
I don't know what the explosion was, but he certainly wasn't going crazy.
Yeah.
So that must be the guy to the right of Spy Master. Yeah, all right. It's all set up. I guess Diabolism doesn't have a lot of counter magic.
Yeah.
They can do shit to each other, but they can't stop shit from being done to each other.
And now this is
So-
where they
so,
learn
wait a
this was
second.
the wrong place to
They
be.
could clean up a whole road, but they didn't think once about accusing Wei Ying of shit on a place filled with dead bodies.
Yeah. Wrong place. Yes, he has.
I mean, at this point, he's being overwhelmed with resentment, but he's also angry enough to use it.
迎战，从前你就知道，清新一顿没有用，别白费力气。我劝你最好赶紧离开。
Now it's a reflection of the old drink evasion thing from back at Guso.
我就知道，终有一天咱们要这样大杀一场。魏婴，就别怪我不客气了。快停下！你已经失控了。别说，三人来头，看我不顺眼。
阿谢，
姐，姐，你在哪里？你在哪里？
阿谢，
What the hell's she doing here?
阿谢，
师姐，
阿谢，
滚开！都给我滚开！别碰他！姐姐，魏无羡，你不是说你能控制得住吗？
Not me. I mean, it looks a lot like me, but it's not me.
这催动事情。师姐，
阿谢，
我在。
阿谢，你之前跑得那么快，我都没来得及看你一眼。
师姐，你别说话，我马上带你下去。
阿谢，先停下吧，别再，别再。
好，我停下，我停下。
Oh, there we go. Rather implicitly showing that it was his fault.
师姐，我停下。
好，阿谢，好，小心。金家公子虽好，但我还是想求纳
So somebody tried to kill
Okay, so
him
you
and
definitely
got
gotta
her.
show us.
护清心，
Yeah.
共白头。
I thought her wound on her back was already deadly, though, so
旁人辱他，
Yeah.
I guess implication it wasn't, and she was just hurt.
Mm.
That this was the death blow. But then, why is Jian Chang gonna blame Wei Ying for this? They come from a zombie?
Oh, what happens next?
I still want to fucking know where the blade came from. Was
Yeah, there's no stopping him now.
dude, I keep bringing it everywhere.
魏婴，魏婴，蓝湛，
恶祖恨未暂时压下，但要彻底根除，需找到吃人堡内。
Oh, now
Oh.
we're in the prison.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah.
您现在身体虚弱，先用餐，再上行路里。
谢谢。你怎么会有清心凉？
夷陵山教所示，本欲归还。
君果然是个大好人呐，替我寻回了很多丢失的东西。
Yeah, the weirdness of this relationship
还是劳烦韩
in that you're like, what, 50 now?
就当
I'm
做
like
报酬吧
20?
走，吃饭。啊，哎，蓝湛，怎么都是素菜嘛？
体恤记了。
I have to think that also, this wasn't just him, like, asleep, having a dream about everything that happened.
对，你说的都
That
对
was just for us. And he hasn't gone from like, oh god, that was so fucking horrible.
怎么
Ooh,
认出
food.
我了？怎么认出的？难道就因为我招来了文宁？啊，文宁，
我到时只你一人。
刚才恶祖痕发作时，我梦到了好些事。
Never mind. Instantly proved me
Yeah.
wrong.
不必过多纠结。
He was like, oh, my sister's death was horrible. Ooh, food.
纵使再愧疚悔恨，铸下的错不会消弭，失去的人不会复生。
Unless you bring them back to life.
Legitimately, it's been like in the back of my head the entire episode.
自当要向前看。
你方才说，
The only person you could not bring back was Wenling's sister.
幻觉而已，我那时本就神志不清。
如果不是幻觉，看起来像是某种残缺的阵法。
招阴阵？怎么会有招阴阵？
我记得你说过，阴虎符若吸食怨气过量，便会迷失心智。
是，但阴虎符在封禁法阵里早已进化，单凭招阴阵的怨气是不够的。
Why didn't you recognize this after Ziswan died? Since he went through the exact same thing before.
温情、四叔他们，还有江城，你在怀疑什么？
那年，玄门百家围攻乱葬岗之后，我曾去过一次。
法阵上有陈旧血迹，
非常细微，不易察觉。
不可能，不可能是他们的。
可以只有他们，才能轻易得到你的血。
不会的，且照你所说的那丁点血迹，阴虎符每日能吸食的怨气定然极少。
I mean,
自我修复法阵，
I don't think the Wens did it.
不过数月。
No.
Probably Lazan here didn't do it. It only leaves Jian Shang.
没错，招阴阵。乱葬岗上的怨气，再加上招阴阵，纵使你的修为如何高绝，也再无力压下阴虎符的反噬。
所以穷奇道，我也天成书签修士，金子轩，还有我师姐的死，
并非因你修轨道心性迷失控制不住，而是有人刻意为之的局。
Also, because you lost control.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
you can't wash your hands of this.
谁？
Also, from
Okay.
the element one, we didn't even see who stabbed. Right? It was still. Why did we hide that? Like everyone would have seen. Like I hate when the shows do stuff like this. Everyone would have been able to see. It was a wide open plain.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys remember when that happened? We all saw it. Like, unless I'm going to say he killed everyone but, like, Jian Chang and Lan Zan.
Hmm.
Again, this
Yeah.
reminds me of a conversation that I think God, I can't remember the name of the podcast. They're doing a worst character thing, or judging different characters against each other. Invincible versus can't remember the show.
Yeah.
Point being, one of them was it was Invincible versus My Hero Academia. They're are you familiar with My Hero Academia?
A little bit, yeah.
What's his name? Second strongest hero.
Well, the guy who explodes? No.
Fire guy.
Yeah, well, I don't remember. I know Doku is supposed to be Doku. Yeah,
Who?
inheritor. Yeah, the kid who inherits
Deku.
the power from all
Deku.
from,
Yeah, well, it sounded like
yeah.
you said Goku. I think you're saying
I said
Doku.
Doku.
Oh, hold on.
谢谢。你几岁
Asked.
了
3岁了，
？3岁大了点儿，1岁吧。
Wedding presents.
So it's a jet. Yeah.
以后出嫁，我会用这么大的团送你风光大嫁，
Or somebody else's wedding presents and just happens to be.
就揍得他满地找牙。啊，等你生了很多很多孩子，我要带着他们游山划船，满莲花误打山鸡。
不要带坏我外甥外甥女。
才不会呢！
你们呀，都说
Nephew and niece, I guess. Expecting a big family that they didn't get.
Yeah, super depressing.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to my point. No, Endeavor was his name. The guy who basically drove his wife crazy, caused her to scar half of Todoroki, I think is his name. His face by hot water, scalding hot water on him.
Yeah.
Basically, a horrible guy
Mm-hmm.
who then tries to seek redemption. And people can be more accepting of his trying to seek redemption because he puts everything out there, right? Certainly not his family. Members of his family, most of them, at least I think, don't accept that. Versus, again, Omni-Man from Invincible, who has committed multiple genocides and everything like this, and then comes back to try and do the right thing. Yeah. I have not seen past like season 1 of Invincible, so I'm not familiar with the storyline, but I've seen like clips of him showing back up and people like, certainly not accepting any trying to come back from him.
Yeah.
But the idea being that there's a certain point at which you cannot come back from the things that you've done. No matter how bad you feel about it or, what you try to do make amends, nothing you can do can replace what you've already done. But the idea there in that conversation that there is a point at which you can still come back. And Endeavor's point is that he can still be redeemed. I guess that's more so because his thing was more personal to a certain number of people versus people finding out about that. Their resentment can be overcome by good deeds that he does. Versus, again, Omni-Man, who has genocided multiple populations and killed numerous people on Earth.
So if that's the case, where do you think wuxian sits in that?
Well, the problem is, again, the whole storytelling aspect of this is that we don't know what he's done.
Oh, we've seen some of the things he has done.
Yeah, we haven't seen all of it, though.
Yeah.
Again, it's like it's 1950, and we found out that this guy's giving shelter to the children of Nazis. And it's like, okay, the children, though. I don't put the blame on the parents, unless these kids have been indoctrinated. Like, or not even that. Well, no, I guess I was going to say Hitler Youth for a second, but these are also the kids that didn't fight what Hitler Youth fought. So, yeah, it's like, I don't see the blame on him for that aspect of things. He is also being blamed for helping the collaborators, but I mean the collaborators on our side, not the collaborators on their side. So there's no guilt there. It's just that these people just can't get over that fact that they have the last name Wen. So there's that aspect. Who gives a shit? He's using dark powers. Not great. Obviously not great, given the fact of everything that happens afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for using dark powers, but I'm very forgiving of dark powers, as all the tabletop games have ever shown. But at the same time, it is the dark powers that cause everything afterwards, so I can give people a slide on being afraid of the guy. And that's when it comes to the part that you just referenced. We haven't seen everything he said. Hell, we didn't even see what came of what actually happened there. He just started rising into the eye in darkness, people started floating up, and then apparently he doesn't remember because Lanzan had to tell him, oh, that wasn't a hallucination. That fucking happened.
That was a memory. Yeah, that was a memory. You were remembering.
well, I brought up before, that there might be an element of memory problems here. Although I indicated that I thought the idea was that Wei Ying's memory stopped at a certain point before he died, and that Mozan Yu's memory was starting from there. So that there might be a possibility that Wei Ying just doesn't remember what he does or what he did.
I mean, we're now at the cusp of the last episode next time we meet. We do this of modaozushi. The thing is, because we know there's a next season, and that season will be even longer. Will this be the definite arc of this? I think this is going to be the arc where they find out what's happening, and then the next season is they deal with that revelation. Okay, now we know who the bad guys are, or we think we know, so we gotta.
I don't think you would deal with it. There's no dealing with it. What is God? I think you know what I think would equate this to, and I wish I had seen the goddamn movie because it also, something by the shore, Liverpool by the shore, Manchester by the. That sounds right. By the shore, by the ocean.
Yeah.
You don't, no idea. Guy leaves his family behind in the house when he's supposed to be watching them to go to the store to get some stuff. And while he's gone, a fire breaks out and their children die. And the wife comes back, or I can't remember. She was in the house. No, she was out. He was supposed to be watching them. So the kids die because he left them behind to go to the store for some stupid shit. And you're supposed to be watching them. How could you? And that's the start of the movie. How do you come back from that? It was your fault. The kids are dead.
Yeah.
How do I have any relationship with you after that? That's basically Wei Ying and Lan Zhan's relationship right now here. Except that we don't know. Like Manchester by the Sea, that was it. Manchester by the Sea starts that way, and we know that's what happened. Here, I don't really know what the crimes are. If I can't really, I'm standing on a sand dune, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm starting to like this guy. Oh shit, what else did he do? It's always going to be another thing.
No. The thing, though, I'm not talking about what Wuxian did and his relationship with Lan Zhan. I'm talking about who helped bring him back, why, and what are they doing with the whole arm and stuff like that. Right? What's happening in the present and their machinations that led to Wuxian's death.
I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying there, and I think that's the problem I'm having, is that there is enough here for everyone. Like, there's so many things that you could be like, I'm mostly into, I like daytime drama, so I'm into the personal back and forth between the characters. Well, I like tragedies, so I'm all about this whole backstory thing. Let's go. Oh, well, I'm all about mysteries and, spycraft, so I'm all about this other thing. My mind goes to, how do you move on past what's happened? What's the character interactions going to be like after this? And the indicator in my head is there is no moving on. I think we're past the point of forgiveness, and it doesn't hurt, or it doesn't help, rather, the way that Mozan Yu / Wei Ying acts. Legitimately just had a dream about the worst incident of his entire life. Oh, spicy food. It's I'm not getting a sense of, I think, again, it's been how many years? So yeah, my normal mystery trying to solve mind, which would normally be on who's the spy master, who's working with him, who's the guy that we saw in Jin colors, who's doing the thing. Well, actually, it's twofold on that one. One, I'm not thinking about that because I'm more into the emotional side of the show, even though I'm not the emotional guy and it doesn't show here in the reaction. And two, we don't get any clues in this goddamn show. Legitimately, I'm assuming that's a guy that we've either seen before, and the setup for why he's wearing Jin colors, or if he's even in the Jin clan, or any of that is going to be revealed to us later. And it's not something I can look back at the clues that I've written down across my notes to figure out.
Yeah.
Or it is just something completely unrevealed yet. Who stabbed her? Why am I not seeing who stabbed her? I should know that by now. I've had how many flashbacks from Wei Ying, who, by the way, was fucking there.
Yeah.
I should have seen it from his perspective already, if not now. But no, it's legitimately sword coming through, person's right behind him, but the camera stops here. So I hate that. I fucking hate that. And that's making it an impossible mystery to solve, let alone if I can't get past the mystery being solved part. then I can't think about what's to come after it because I can't conceive of the mystery.
Well, I'm still intrigued. Sorry.
I can tell your interest is showing so hard right now.
No, sorry. It's just I wake up very early this morning. And I do have a long day ahead of me. I mean, I'm still intrigued. I'm still focusing on the mystery and focusing on who really did what to whom, why. So I'm not as bothered by it as I might seem. The thing is that I thought that what happened, they were positioning wuxian as the one who actually stabbed them, or saw both of them get stabbed at the same time. It turns out they died in different scenarios. Like Jinling died at the bridge. And what the heck was she doing there in this celebration?
You mean she's falling down the bridge?
Yeah. And what was Yang doing there? It's like,
oh, she was chasing after him because she went to go see her when she was mourning at the grave, and then she noticed that he was there, but then he ran off to do this thing here, and then she chased after him because she said you were too fast.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, she wanted to see him one last time, and I guess she figured out where the fuck he was going because I don't know. Yeah. It's either that or her mourning site was like not too far away.
Yeah.
Or she can fly too because everyone else can. Why can't she? Oh no, he destroyed the bridge. Oh wait, we can all fly.
I guess. So yeah, there's still a lot of things that are up in the air, and and usually that would piss me off, but I don't mind it so much this time around.
I'm frustrated. I'm not pissed off. I want to point that out.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated because it's a good story, but the way that they're telling it is very not helpful to keep me
fragmented. Yeah.
Well, again, I like mystery solving. I watch Apothecary Diaries, all this shit, and there's a difference between, say, Apothecary Diaries. Episode 2 will have a clue to something that actually, episode 30 or episode 40 down the way. Like, oh yeah, that's right. She said this thing about these people going to the west because of this. And then we saw these people here in this other village doing this 30 episodes later. And that actually combines these two things, indicating that this person is actually part of this whole conspiracy. And then it pays off like 5 episodes later. And it's like, perfect. That's exactly how I like this done. Babylon 5, season 1, pans out in season 4, whatever. Versus, what am I doing? It feels like somebody ripped all the pages out of the book and then just and then put them all back in the book based on where they fell. It's like trying to solve a mystery if the person you're trying to find wrote a bunch of journal entries and spread them out across a mansion, and you're finding them one piece at a time in a random order. Well, this one describes how they died and asking for forgiveness, and this one describes a 2-year-old boy.
Yeah. Has a little bit of memento in it as well.
Yeah, I guess.
That's how storytelling. So, yeah.
Well, he's also forgetting shit, so.
I really don't have anything to add. This is very much a combination of leave it to the comments and going back and writing notes about to get some clarity.
All right. Well, until next time then. Once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?